Two clips are missing over there, one over there, another one over there. The idea here is to remove here this cross member in order to reach better there the timing belt area and the water pump area. That is very crucial. If necessary, we already have the space available to remove here the radiator. This one for the AC seems to be a little bit awful. Okay, this bumper guard over here I believe not necessary. We'll see if you do, we have to take that as well. However, the more you remove, the better will be for you, okay? I'm creating here access for the cam locks. I also will take advantage of this work to replace here the engine mount. This is completely collapsed, and I was able to find a new one. This is an original one, but it is provided by Fabi. It is just scraped off here the markings, but it is an original support. I also will replace the gearbox side one. That also is very collapsed, and for that doing a complete job. Okay. Notice two things. I am raising here the sump, the engine through the sump on a corner over here. This area over here is very strong. Okay, and I want to lower the engine because I want to reach the accessories belt and remove them. So in that way I can reach the bolts for the cover, for the timing belt, and doing the timing itself. Okay, remember that on this video I will replace the water pump, which in this engine is also the support for the high pressure fuel pump. Make sure to see if this tensioner, let's go. It did. Make sure to see if the tensioner is not damaged on the bearing and on the tension part on the that's bad, and the belt seems to be rubbing somewhere. Possibly the tensioner is getting crooked, so we have to remove it and see better. Okay, this belt over here is a stretchy belt, does not use any form of tensioning besides itself, and I will remove it with the pulley over here. Okay, then to put it back again we can do in other way. This belt over here is new, this one over here is not. So I will just replace this one. It's very bad, this one. It's important to clean the hole very well before you insert your tool. So it is a 6. Will not fit. Let me see if I can lower the engine a bit more. No. not enough. Okay, it's the max position possible. No. I had an intermediate somewhere, but cannot find it. That's it. So must be 11, probably 11 it is. Careful not to damage anything. So we have to remove the, yeah, this one will be easy to remove. Oh yes! Almost there. So, because of the screw head that is over there behind this pulley, I have to remove the pulley. Pulley itself is good, it's very good. I will not replace it, just have to remove it. Okay. A 15mm head. A long 15 one of this type will be magnificent for these cars, and the Alfas, but so far I've seen only the full set, and the full set is very expensive. If you want to know more about timing belts, I do have a playlist down in the description for various types of timing chains and belts. I have for V6 turbo, non-turbo, well, 24 valve, 12 valve. I have for multi-jet, for JTD, for twin spark, for 1.3 multi-jet engines, 1.6 multi-jet, which is the same way as the 1.9, 2.4 20 valve, it's the same as the 1.9. How long can it be? Yay! Nice. Oh, I have a pipe over here. Comes off. Now on the bottom side, is hitting over here on this AC support. Got it. He has to go upwards and then out. Yay! Remember that this engine was for the daily, and it was a longitudinal engine, so I believe this is an adaptation from factory, so the access is a little bit harder. Oh yeah, oh yeah, yay, yay, we made it. Ooh, dirty, dirty. It's coming along.
So next you want to spin the engine, of course, to find DTC or to find the locking position of the engine. On top of the engine you have two tools like this to lock over here the camshaft. Over here on the sprocket you do have a hole over there to line up. I cannot recall if this sprocket has any adjustment or not, but just to be safe I will lock it up over there just to make sure everything is okay. Remember also that you have a chain over here, and if it is doing some noise, now is the time to replace it as well, okay? Okay, so on top of the engine that is the thing. Now on the bottom side of the engine you have this very long tool. This is actually an original one that I was able to get a few years ago. And over here on the bottom side near the sprocket to the crankshaft you have here a bolt that you remove, and you spin the engine until you have here the tool locking into the crankshaft itself. Okay, I will have to lower the engine for that, and after that you can remove the timing belt and proceed with the removal of the water pump, which is also the support for the high pressure fuel pump. How cool is that? And this one is the water pump. This is a real giant beast, at least here for Europe. This is, for the engines that we have, this is a very large water pump, because it serves two purposes. It holds down here the high pressure fuel pump, and also it is the water pump itself, okay? This water pump comes with several O-rings over here, and being different, we have a gray and a black one. We have some instructions to show, we have here some instructions to show where what goes where, okay, in terms of colors. And well, as you can imagine, this is quite a bit difficult to replace, to remove, but we will do what we have to do in order to do this properly and safely, okay? So let's try over here with this lock. We will spin the engine until that dot over there is all the way on this position, on the back there, okay? And it should lock here the top lock of the camshafts. At that stage we'll see if both of the camshafts will lock with the tool, and then on the bottom side on the crankshaft we will see if the locking tool fits. If not, we have to adjust that to make it fit, okay? So that is the idea. The tool will not go in place until it really is on the slot. So now we have to be watchful on the top of the head. If the tool will lock, it will lock by its own. Sometimes we have to help it out. The tool being so tight, sometimes that happens. Okay, saw that. The plug is a T50 Torx. Okay. Now inserting your tool, you probably have to wiggle the crankshaft a bit. Also, the tool itself is wedged, so you have to choose the placement, okay? Okay, here we have it. The engine is locked in place, so it is not going anywhere, I hope. One more thing, if you want to take care of your alternator, now is the time. You have now a lot of space to work with. I think the customer wants to do an upgrade on this one. This is RV style car. It is for the holidays, okay? So he will need a lot of juice to run all of those systems. And I think he wants to do that. So I don't think it is necessary to do a video for that. You just follow this assembly over here and take out possibly here this bracket, and the alternator will come off, I believe. If I encounter anything, any difficulty of doing that, I will do a video for that or do an update on other video for that, okay? Removing here the tensioner, or trying to, 13mm head bolt. Now here the idler pulley. Let's compare them with the new ones, okay? Bolts and everything. We can remove the belt. The high pressure fuel pump does not have a position to be in. This one was making some noise. This one was really bad. These are the 3 bolts that hold down the high pressure fuel pump. To remove the sprocket, you just use a puller, or you can gently tap on it. Okay, it does not have to move, okay? You do not have to remove the high pressure fuel pump also. Just have to take out this forward, and that's it. On my case over here, most of the bolts are not willing to come out. I can get them all the way, not all the way, sorry, most of the way through, but then they start to wind up, okay? So you want to back them up just enough to open the space to insert some penetrating oil or something. like this, for example, and that one. Repeat this as many times as needed. I'm on the third passing actually. So now you have the hole, it is open, right? And you want to squirt a little bit of fluid, let it enter the threadings. Next you want to tighten everything again. Almost all the way, or all the way if you want. And just repeat on all the bolts that you have this issue, and do this several times until you have the bolts all the way out. Okay, it will be very time consuming. Okay. Way better to take out the bolt even if the bolt is damaging the threading. Then you can always repair the threads than to break a bolt inside. A broken bolt is really bad. Okay. Awkward. Not missing any bolts, am I? Must be that O-ring on the high pressure fuel pump. Must be. I'm trying between the high pressure fuel pump and the support, okay? Here you go. It has more than enough space to come out. Okay, so you want to see if your water pump is the same, if everything is good, if there are no defects from factory. This is a very high quality one. In fact, this is Graf, but inside we have here a Continental brand, so it may be an original one in a different package, probably. Okay, so here on the O-rings I like to use a little bit of silicone grease, not RTV, not glue, silicone grease. On the third O-ring I inserted it on the high pressure fuel pump, and I used a little bit of this, and now I will put the gray one over there, over here, and the black one, the big one, on the pump itself. Okay, and this can go to the bin. So in this way the O-ring will be stuck in place. So we had some difficulties to take out the old one, and the new one can be difficult to insert, mainly here on the high pressure side. And in this way the O-ring will be stuck in place, not glued, but almost like glued in place. And in this way avoiding some bad assembly, in this way avoiding cutting the O-ring by accident. Okay, just a little bit more here just to help out. On the bolts themselves, I was able to save them all. Every single one of them is good. They just have a little bit of pitting. I will use some copper grease to help out with that. The copper grease may only be used on steel alloys, so my bolt is steel, and this will go to the block of the engine, which is also steel. Okay, so if it was, or the bolts that are going to aluminium, I think one of them will, that one cannot be with that type of anti-seize. Okay, the copper grease will not do for that. Make sure not to drop the O-rings. On insertion, make sure they do not pinch anywhere. Start everyone by hand. Again, make sure the O-rings are okay. Here on the high pressure fuel pump, I can put the screws. I can put the bolts and try to start them. That probably will help. So doing this movement over here is not a good idea, because I can dislocate my O-rings, and that is not good. So I will start the bolts to help out that area. And yeah, the pump itself is twisted in place a bit, so just have to twist it a bit to go in. Here we go. I think it will. Over here you can use also the stuff, the anti-seize, but this one I think is not very crucial. Yeah, but just for the sake of it, let's do it. Any good auto parts store will have this in store. Okay. Doing this work on an IVECO daily is quite a bit easier. But over here is not that bad at all. At all. The 2.8, the old one, is way more difficult than this one. So I think we got it. I think everything is okay. If you feel it very spongy when you are doing the final torque, it's probably because the O-ring is out of place. This feels good. So 25 Newton meters will do for all of the bolts, and except the 10mm one, the 10mm head one. These two in the bottom side. Do not forget that during the cleaning, took the time to clean out all of the threadings. It was not necessary to tap them, but if you need to do it, okay. Unlike the blue Loctite or any other color Loctite, too much anti-seize is not an issue. There is no key on this high pressure fuel pump, so for that there is no position to be in. Steel, so you can use the copper grease just to be a little bit smoother on the next guy. Newton meters. 80 Newton meters is more than enough, maybe less on this nut over here. I will leave it like so I do not forget. And why can I forget about that? Because the first thing that you should do after inserting water pump is to see if no leaks are present. So I will insert here the expansion tank, fill it up with antifreeze, and see if nothing is of any concern. Okay, I hope everything is okay. If not, I do not have to disassemble everything again to reach the problem. Okay, so I have to plug up here the radiator and put here the thing and put in the coolant. This reservoir here is very bad, yes I know, but this engine was running with water, what appears to be water, and before replacing this, we will replace several times here the antifreeze, the coolant, within every 6 months during 2 years, and only then, when the system is all cleaned, only then we will replace here the reservoir, okay? So until then, this one will be. On this engine, on this system, there are no bleed screws. It will go through the hoses, through the return hoses to the reservoir. Yes, I do have over there a lead screw, but it is lower than this ones, this hoses over there, and it is very fragile, so I will not mess with that, okay? And so at this stage you want to see if you have any leaks on the water pump area and other areas for that matter. Over here probably there is absolutely no need to remove this, but I always like to check if at least the key is not broken. Okay, the holes line up and everything, but I want to be sure, okay? I just want to have that clear peace of mind that nothing is bad over here. Just remove here the bolt, check everything, assemble everything again, okay? Just for peace of mind. Even though I have my camshafts locked with the tools, those tools are not strong enough, or the camshaft strong enough to hold down to this adjustment over here, or to this tightening over here. You always have to use this tool over here. It's free. Nice. Very nice. Oh, it has adjustment. Oh, very nice. Just like any old JTD engine. Oh, very nice. Or multi-jet engine, for that matter. The hole over there is elongated, so it allows us for adjustment. Yeah, so nice. I just love these engines. Look at that. So, at the end, you want to discard here this hole and just trust on your locking tools. And so we do have a marking over there, which coincides with markings on a belt. And we should have another mark on the crankshaft pulley, just like the multi-jet engines that I have been doing so far. But before that, we need to put our idler pulley and tensioner. So if you are curious about all of these adjustments, I do have videos for this in very fine detail. I will do it also here. On the description below, I have links. I have a playlist for timing belts and chains. The F16s this week are making some trainings. Just snug, okay, in the way that you can move it. On the crankshaft sprocket over there, we have a marking for the belt. Again, on a high pressure fuel pump, there is absolutely no need for any position or any specific position. So this marking will go to the crankshaft. You have the arrows and then another marking for the camshaft pulley. These markings are not very crucial, just to make sure that this adjustment is possible. So doing this with the camera on front is very difficult. So let's try here the high pressure fuel pump first. As the high pressure fuel pump is free, you can play with it a bit in terms of movement, and then check the rest. Possibly. I have yes. So basically we have this. Okay. But you want to respect the markings, so for that, let's spin it around. Okay. So the top one is, now we will spin, this is very awkward. We will spin this at the bottom side to coincide the other mark. Yeah? Yeah. Okay. So, stretch it on this side. And we should have this marking on the sprocket. So like this. Okay. Now on the upper side it came out, but no problem. It is a very thick timing belt. So we have that. Like I said, the timing marks on this engine are not absolutely crucial. Then again, because once you spin the engine, that it does not, do not line up anymore. They are just here to ensure you that you can adjust the timing properly. Okay, just for this first, the first assembly. After the first turn, does not matter. Okay. And here we go. Okay, so now by adjusting here, look at that, by adjusting here the tensioner, this will move independently from the camshafts themselves. Okay, that is why I love these systems. This is true on the twin spark engines, on the multi-jet engines, well, on many engines. Also on the Bialbero engine that happens. I do have a video for that down in the description. Now here a 10mm hex, and you must tension it until you have, we have to see with the mirror, until you have the markings on the tensioner lining up, and then with the 13 you bolt on the bolt, 25 Nm to that. Okay. Pay attention that we will do this adjustment counterclockwise for this engine. Okay. The bolt itself is a normal threaded bolt, okay? I'm just taking a guess, and then with the mirror I will check it out, okay? Only after that you will tighten this up over here, and only then you will take out the locks and then spin the engine again. Pay very close attention that the markings on the belt will never ever coincide again. Okay? Now doing with the mirror like this, I can see the markings are very close, but no cigar. So I will try to adjust them better. Okay? Over there. Now, can you do it without the locks? Man, be my guest. You can, but it's not the same. Now, spinning the engine at least 2 times. Meanwhile, check everything out. Now I will spin it slowly until I have this engagement over here. I know I'm close. Okay, smooth as silk, as you can see. If you want, you can lock it in place. In our case, no longer necessary. Now we will check out over there on the camshaft how it is, and if everything is good, let's carry on with the assembly. Now, as we have a chain over there from the intake cam to the exhaust one, it is very crucial that you do not roll the engine backwards, because if you do, you are only taking out the tension of the chain, and for that the alignment of the locking tool will be off. So you saw me rotating the engine. As soon as the tool went in on the crankshaft, I stopped immediately, and now I can for sure insert, I hope, insert the tool to check out that everything is okay. Remember, now is the time to replace that chain over there. It's not very difficult to do if you need to. On this car, it is not necessary, okay? I can see directly through the holes that everything is absolutely okay, and I can confirm it with my tool. So, in this way, here you have it, how to do a timing belt on the Ducato, on the 2.3 JTD engine. This will do for the Ducato, this will do for the Daily, the IVECO Daily, for the Fiat Ducato, in many other cars that may have this engine, okay? Now, if you want to follow me to the rest of the assembly, I will assemble everything on this video, including the timing, including the accessories belt, the covers, the bumper, everything, okay? So stay tuned, okay? If you want to leave, down in the description you have a lot of stuff that can and will be useful for you, including videos for timing belts, for timing chains, for adjustments, for V6, for V6 turbo, for Viaberos chains, really a lot of stuff. Also, down in the description you have other videos related to this one and related to other areas of the car, like gearboxes, clutches, brakes, crank no start, low power or no power at all. Really a lot of stuff that can and will be useful for you. Also, down in the description you have links for helps for the channel if you are able to do a help, okay? A monthly help or just a sporadic help will be much appreciated. I have the 75 and the 33 over here that are in real need for a bit of help, okay? If you are able to do so. This is the cover for the tool. It uses Loctite, but it has enough, so no need to put more. It also uses a very nice washer, so it's good. It's all good. Now I will insert the cover. As you can see, it is already washed on the inside and also on the outside, but on the outside is strange. I have a weird light here doing some interference on the phone, but I really need this light. I'm sorry. So sorry. Okay, make sure the cover is all the way through. The cover also has this water pipe over here, and it has to go now before everything else. Make sure to all of the screws to go freely before start tightening it. Thing that I'm seeing over here is not all of them are. Close to none. Let's try to get them all done. Here a new tensioner for the accessories belt, a new belt also. You can see over here very clearly that this tensioner is crooked and is crooked. Crooked. No. And the belt was eating away on this area of the tensioner. Okay, so if you see on these markings over here that the belt is not centered on the bearing, which by the way is also bad, you know that you have a bad tensioner. This tensioner should only be the IVECO version, not INA, as we are seeing on the channel that the INA ones for these cars are not that good. Okay, so new it is. And a new belt, the other stretchy belt is good. This idler pulley is good, so it will remain, and that's it. Okay. So the cover is in, very easy to understand, I believe. Now here the idler pulley will go in place. This is a 15mm head bolt, the most that you can by hand. Okay. I do have a new wrench for the tensioner, the 15 one. That also will do for this one, of course. Really nice. At this stage I do not have the engine mount in. Just lower the engine with a jack. Very handy this new tool. I just have the phone in the way. Very easy to torque down. Very easy to reach with this wrench. Nice. Now the new tensioner. It has a position, so the arrow area goes to the arrow spot over there. It also has these dimples over here that will fit on there. This bolt over here I do not like. It is a 6mm hex screw head. It's difficult to put a wrench on it. It's difficult to torque down. But we have to do what we have to do, right? Okay. Now here the main pulley. It appears not to have any markings or dimples, so any other position will do. You can use, as we are using steel on steel, you can use some copper grease or anti-seize, okay? Just enough not to be so difficult to remove the next time. It might be me, okay? Okay, now the bolts are normals, just a normal bolt of 13mm head, 25 Newton meters on it, will be just fine. Just wait a minute, I think this might be 7mm body. If so, it is not 25, it's more like around 20 or 15 Newton meters. Turns out it is really 8mm, so 20 to 25 Newton meters will do. Sometimes oil deforms these covers and they scrape on the pulleys, so beware of your oil leaks. Well, sometimes you can do this without holding down to the center of the crankshaft. If it is necessary, you can do it with a ratchet over here. Engines, smaller engines with more light moving parts, you have to do it, but this is almost like a truck engine, almost, right? And it is quite heavy. Okay, awesome, very awesome, very nice. Now the stretchy belt comes second and the other belt comes first. I believe it is quite easy to do. I may be wrong, normally I am. So, nope. Okay, I got it, I think. So I believe it is like this. I can't review the footage, but yeah. So the main pulley, the tensioner, idler, the power steering, and the pump, and up there the alternator. So I believe that it is. So I can reach it, and with my new tool. Yeah. Oh, so nice. Not quite enough. Not quite enough. So oh Jesus, like this probably will do. Oh no. If I'm fast enough, yes. Okay, now we can do it. Almost for sure. A little bit more. I need a little bit more. The belt is very short and the pulleys are very tight together, so this must be the last one, okay? Because it does not have an edge, it will be this one. The belt is correct, okay? So the engine spins, which is nice, really nice, okay? Now to put in the stretchy belt, I will try to put it in this place first because it has this lump over here, and if not, probably can be a little bit difficult. Okay, and then you sometimes need a third hand, but I am totally alone, so no chance for that. Let's try it like this. Try to guide it through as you spin it. Now. And here we go. Okay, this all the way through. Yes, it is. Sometimes I've seen it after putting a new one, starting the engine, and the belt just explodes. Yes, sometimes that happens because this procedure, and yes, this is the procedure to do it, hurts the belt. Okay, more or less hurts it, and it may explode. If it does, it is right after the new assembly. Okay, not on the road.
Yeah, I thought I could, but I cannot. The old one, I removed it from the bottom side. This one is a little bit thinner, so I thought maybe it will go from this side, but no. I have to feed it from underneath, and only in that way I can do it, okay? So like I said, if I did encounter something, whoa, so heavy, to inform you about, here it is. It seems like it is possible to do it from this upper part, but it is not. But you have to lower the engine to do so. Even from the bottom side, you have to lower the engine in order to the engine to go actually a little bit forward to open the gap on that lower area. You can also remove the lower engine mount to be able to push the engine a little bit forward, a little bit more forward to do that, okay? This has here a heat shield on the power steering lines that you can bend them a bit, just a bit, okay? And then at the end just bend it back again. I think I can. I hope I can. There is a way. I hope there is a way. I thought I could, but I cannot. I have to do something about the engine over here. Pull the engine forward a bit. This is a really heavy alternator. 180 amps. So it's big and heavy. Let's try it just a little bit more. I do not like to force these things. I really don't, but it's so close. So close. Nope, 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 nope. Next, I will remove here the gearbox because I have a noise on the clutch plate, and I'm curious to know if you want to know how it's done. I already did oh my god, so many videos for gearboxes on the channel. I don't believe this one is so hard that you cannot tell how it's done. So you remove the subframe. I like to remove the subframe of these cars, and then the gearbox is just very straightforward. So I don't know. Whoa! Wow! Whoa! Well, like this, possibly I can now push the engine forward. Yeah. Yes, I can. Oh, yes, I can. sure not to damage anything. And yeah, let's go. So one last thing to remove for the gearbox process. One bolt is out. Now, as I am doing this, with the other hand, pry the gap open to help it out, or just wiggle it or something. Bye! Bye! It went to the other side of the subframe, but it's all okay. Possibly even from this side of the subframe, it will be easier. I think not. Okay, so if you want to try it, okay. Voila. I've never done this job on the Ducato with this engine. I did work a lot on Peugeot and Citroën once, which has the Ford engine. Those ones I know, top to bottom. Oh, disgrace. They are very bad. Or were at that time. Okay. Okay, so now you have two bolts on each side of the lower side of the alternator. You have the connectors, and that's it, okay? So I've decided to remove the gearbox and not do the video because the removal of the gearbox is quite straightforward. Just have to take out here the subframe and the gearbox. You can follow any of my videos for that on the description below. This is a quite easy gearbox to do, no issues whatsoever. The only issue I found over here was the gearbox was out like a year ago or so, and someone did replace the gearbox with a rebuilt one, and it has a very intense noise at idle. And guess what I found, guys? Again, the wrong brand of clutch. This is a Look clutch, cannot be, it has to be the Valeo one, okay? If from factory it had the Look one, yes, you have to use the Look one, but no, it has this stupid it has this cheap Look clutch assembly that the springs go bad all the time and very noisy, and it's awful, just awful, okay? You have to use the same brand that the factory used to do the first assembly, okay?